Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! /TCG video on the channel today. Today, we're fresh off of the Maximum Gold and Maximum Gold El Dorado pack openings. We did get some good cards. We got a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a couple Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons, a Monster Reborn Polymerization, Pot of Extravagance, to just name a few. We got some good Dragonmaid cards, only a couple duplicates. I will be linking the video of the pack opening down in the description below if you'd like to go check that out. But let's just get right into what the video for today is. It is a deck showcase for a few decks that I've built. Two of the decks are nostalgia-based decks built with anybody kind of being able to play them off rip, just opening them up for the first time. We have, wait a second, what is that? Don't need that in there. But the first deck we have today is our Dragonmaid deck that we built for locals, regionals, and tournaments. This is the field center card from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, one of the, when they had released one of the packs, or one of the new Dragonmaid decks. So that's a pretty neat field center. It's actually worth more than, I think, most of the cards in this deck. Let's go over our extra deck here first. We had a Galaxy Satellite Dragon, Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, Dragonmaid Shao, House Dragonmaid, Secret, House Dragonmaid Secret, number 90 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, number 97 Dread Glubion, number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, and Predaplant Trifiovertum. Some of those cards that I rarely use when I'm playing the deck. It's been a while since I built this deck as well. So I'll just be going over, just generally real quick, what is in each deck. Soul Release is one of the ones that I put in to add my own little extra spice. It was really good against some Solomon Great and milling decks especially. If it doesn't get stopped, it targets up to 5 cards in any graveyard and banishes them. So pretty clutch if you can get it off. Then we got a gold rare Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Discard 1 card, then target 1 card your opponent controls. Place that target on the top of the deck. Dragonmaid Tidying. Target 1 dragon monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Return them to the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon 1 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can only use 1 Dragonmaid Tidying effect per turn, and only once that turn. Kitchen Dragonmaid Secret. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Dragonmaid monster from your deck to your hand, except Kitchen Dragonmaid, then send 1 Dragonmaid monster from your hand to the graveyard. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 8 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. You can only use each effect of Kitchen Dragonmaid once per turn. Super Polymerization. Discard 1 card, send from either side of the field to the graveyard the fusion materials that are listed on the fusion monster card, then special summon that monster from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. Spells, traps, and cards. Spells, traps, and card effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. Dragonmaid Nedjarl, one of those level 8 swap out Dragonmaid cards for the battle phase. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Dragonmaid Nedjarl once per turn. You can discard this card, then target 1 monster in either graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, or at the end of the battle phase, return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 2 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. So they swap in and out, basically. Kitchen Maid. Dragonmaid Tinkek. All of their names are like anagrams, all just shuffled letters to their larger, or their dragon form. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster, just like the rest. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Quick effect. You can discard this card, then target 1 Dragonmaid monster you control. It'll gain 2,000 attack till the end of this turn. And then at the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. And if I do, special summon 1 level 3 Dragonmaid monster from my hand. Parlor Dragonmaid. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Dragonmaid card from your deck to the graveyard, except Parlor Dragonmaid. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 8 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. You can only use each effect of Parlor Dragonmaid once per turn. Return of the Dragon Lords, another little cheeky one that I put in here, it being a level 7 or 8 dragon monster deck. Target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If a dragon monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can banish this card from my graveyard instead. Chamber Dragonmaid, one of the Dragonmaid cards that came out after the fact, after the first release of cards. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Dragonmaid spell trap from your deck to your hand. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. And if you do special summon 1 level 7 or higher Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard, you can only use each effect of Chamber Dragonmaid once per turn. Evenly Matched, another beautiful card. I think we have some higher rarities than this in our possession, but I couldn't be too sure at this very moment in time. It's been a while since I've looked through my collection. At the end of the battle phase, if your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can make your opponent banish cards from their field face down so they control the same number of cards as you do. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. Now the Super Polymerization. I think that's another Super Poly. Did I have another poly? Yep. So we won't go over cards we've already gone over. Dragonmaid Ernest cannot be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster. Quick effect, you can discard this card, special summon 1 level 4 lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. At the end of the battle phase, return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 2 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Then we got Raigeki Secret. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Or is this a... Yeah, this is a... I think a prismatic. Yeah, the prismatic rare from the 2019 10. Dragonmaid Lorepar. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster. You can discard this card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field. Players cannot activate the target's effects on the field this turn. At the end of the battle phase, just return it to your hand and special summon 1 level 3 or level 3, Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Kitchen Dragonmaid, already went over those, correct? We had 1 kitchen? Yes. Right next to each other, so get those out of the way. Solemn Strike. When a monster would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1,500 life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Dragonmaid Changeover. This is the fusion summon card for them. That's not any of it's their specific fusion card. Fusion, summon 1 dragon fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. While this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Dragonmaid monster you control. Add this card to your hand, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. You can only use this effect of Dragonmaid Changeover once per turn. Another Chamber Dragonmaid. Another Solemn Strike. Dragonmaid Lorepar. Chamber Dragonmaid. Dragon Shrine. Send 1 dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if that monster in your graveyard is a dragon normal monster, you can send 1 or more dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 Dragon Shrine per turn. Good for milling, especially. Nurse Dragonmaid. I think we may have had a Nurse Dragonmaid already. Could be wrong. No, we have not, I don't believe. We'll just go over it. If this card is a normal special summon, you can target 1 level 4 lower Dragonmaid monster in your graveyard, except Nurse Dragonmaid, and special summon it. At the start of the battle phase, you return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 7 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. Only use the effect once per turn. Solemn Strike, when a monster would be already done it. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. I think we have also already done this one, but you discard 1 card and target 1 card your opponent controls. Place that target on the top of the deck. Another fancy gold rare. Not particularly as cool as the other gold rares from these sets, just because these ones have that raised foiling. Dragonmaid Sendoff. Target 1 Dragonmaid monster you control. Special summon 1 Dragonmaid monster with a different name from your hand in defense position, and if you do, return that targeted monster to the hand. The special summoned monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects until the end of the next turn. You can only activate 1 Dragonmaid Sendoff per turn. Dragonmaid Hospitality. Special summon one Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can send one Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute but a different level from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate one of these per turn. We've got an Urnus. We've got a Parlor Dragonmaid. Ghost Mourner, and Moonlit Chill. If your opponent special summons a monster face up, except during the damage step, you can discard this card, then target one of those face up monsters, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Also, if that face up monster leaves the field this turn, its controller takes damage equal to its original attack. You can only use this effect of Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill once per turn. Laundry Dragonmaid, same effect as the rest of them. I think we may have gone over a Laundry already. But yeah, swap out cards, swap them back in and out. Nurse Dragonmaid. We got the gold and secrets in here. But I think we did get another gold, so we can have all gold or all secrets. Dragonmaid Tidying. I think we already did this one, but this one has Chamber. She's been inducted into the house. Target one dragon monster you control and one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Return them to the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can only use one Dragonmaid Tidying effect per turn, and only once that turn. And the last, Super Poly. So I say let's give a little shuffle and do one test hand, and then we'll go over the two nostalgia decks real quick. All right, that should be good for a test hand. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We got Dragonmaid Urnus, Regeki, Dragonmaid Lower Part, Evenly Matched, and Dragon's Shrine. Honestly, and then let's just say we don't go first. Okay. Yeah, so we would play. Oh boy, I'd say we'd play Nurse Dragonmaid, then go into battle phase and switch out. Her for Dragonmaid Urnus, and if that doesn't go, if that goes over well, then we're not too badly set up for the next turn. Let's say we got past that. What would our next card be? Solemn Strike. I mean, it is what it is. I can't remember exactly the strategies or the entire 15-20 card 15-20 card plays that I was able to pull off with this, because it has been so long. But the deck was all decks and stuff that are meta, that right when they come out are always really good, and then they fall off super hard, and then we get our draw phase, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to try and do a setup video where I get the group together and we do a live tournament. But I think that'd be fun. So let's get on to the nostalgia deck. Somebody just pulled in the driveway, then pulled out, so that's cool. Like that. My favorite. Got this Dex Protection. Awesome. What was the point of them pulling it? That's super weird. All right. Got our cool Dex Protection deck box, and then our two nostalgia decks. Yeah. So these here, I'll pull out the field centers here real quick. Oh, and also, whoa! Could you imagine what these decks are? Let's go. We shall see what indeed these have in store for us. We'll go with Yugi's first. We'll go over the extra deck, which is just a little wacky because we got not one, not two. We only have two. Quintet Magician, Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, and Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Not too terribly large of extra decks, but these are the nostalgia base decks that I have built just for fun. Super Poly, Gold Moon Coin, add 2 cards from your hand to your opponent's hand, then draw 2 cards. You can only activate one Gold Moon Coin per turn. Dark Horizon. When you take battle or effect damage, special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your deck with attack less than or equal to the damage you took. Palladium Oracle Mahad. When you draw this card, you can reveal this card, special summon it from your hand. If this card battles a dark monster, its attack is doubled during the damage step only. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Magician Navigation with a cool little misprint, just a little triangle for the A. Special summon one Dark Magician from your hand, then special summon one level 7 or lower dark spellcaster type monster from your deck. If you control Dark Magician, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target one face-up spell trap card your opponent controls. It has its effects negated until the end of this turn. Dark Burning Attack. If you control a Dark Magician Girl monster, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Magical Blast. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each spellcaster monster you control. During your draw phase, if this card is in your graveyard, before you draw, you can give up your normal draw this turn, and if you do, add this card to your hand. Magician's Robes. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can discard one spell trap, spell/trap, special summon one Dark Magician, special summon one Dark Magician from your deck. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell/trap card or effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effective Magician's Robe once per turn. Mystical Space Typhoon. Target one spell trap on the field. Destroy that target. Solemn Judgment. When a monster would be summoned or spell trap is activated, pay half your life points, negate the summoner activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Dark Magician. The ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Dark Magic Veil. Pay 1,000 life points. Special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your hand or graveyard. Magician's Defense. While you control a spellcaster type monster, any damage you take is halved. You cannot have the same damage twice this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one spellcaster type monster from your graveyard. Special summon it. Dark Burning Magic. If you control monsters whose original names are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. A Soul Release. Target up to 5 cards in any graveyards and banish them. Monster Reborn. Target one monster in either graveyard, special summon it. Forbidden Chalice. Target one face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. That target gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated. Another Super Poly. Called by the Grave. Target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, until the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Another Soul Release. A beautiful secret rare Dark Magician Girl from the movie pack. This card gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. Dark Hole. Just destroy all monsters on the field, why don't you? Card of Fate. Each player chooses one card from their deck. Then each player combines it with 4 additional random cards chosen from their deck by their opponent. Then randomly selects one of those 5 cards to reveal and add to their hand. Shuffle the rest back into the decks, but you can only activate 1 card of Fate per turn. Each deck has 1 card of Fate. Twin Twisters. Discard 1 card, then target up to 2 spell/trap cards on the field. Destroy them. Palladium Oracle Mana. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets one spellcaster monster you control and no other cards, while this card is in your graveyard, hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Palladium Oracle Mana once per turn. Level 7 or higher spellcaster monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Another Palladium Oracle Mahad. Another Palladium Oracle Mana. Solemn Judgment. Mystical Space Typhoon. Already been over this one, but this is a nice, beautiful secret rare. Target one spell/trap card on the field and destroy that target. 2 more Dark Magician Girls. Forbidden Chalice. Target one face-up monster on the field until the end of the turn. That target gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated. Pot of Desires. Banish 10 cards from the top of your deck face down. Draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Pot of Desires per turn. A Raigeki. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Dark Magician. The ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Magician's Rod. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 spell/trap from your deck to your hand, then specifically list the card Dark Magician in its text. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell/trap card or effect while this card is in your graveyard except during the damage step, you contribute 1 spellcaster monster. Add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Magician's Rod once per turn. I think it's a ultra rare. I'm not entirely sure. The weird looking like suede embroidery version. Ultimate rare, I think, is the name for this one. A beautiful card. I do very much enjoy that embroidery looking velvet looking card. And then polymerization. Hey, we did get a gold polymerization, so we can put it in here. Sweet. But that is the Dark Magician or Yugi style deck that we have built onto the Kaiba deck. And we'll go over the extra deck for this one. It's a little bit more stacked. I am Blue Eyes bias, so I need to up the extra deck. But the main deck is decent enough. So we have Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Blue Eyes, it's 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Your opponent cannot target or destroy this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this card was fusion summoned using a monster whose original name is Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon as material, you can target up to 3 cards your opponent controls instead. This card cannot attack during the turn this effect is activated. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard, in which case you do not use polymerization. That's why this card is pretty decent. You don't have polymerization? You got 2 Blue Eyes? Let's go. And you can and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You cannot be destroyed by battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by the battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, gold rare. 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. At the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control, and this fusion summoned card attacked, you can send 1 Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can attack again in a row. You can use this effect of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon up to twice per turn during either player's turn. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster or monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. A Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, secret rare, just 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Just a beautiful attack and defense card. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos form, must be ritual summoned, and cannot be special summoned by any other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. And then I think this is in the wrong deck. Yeah, I believe this is in the wrong deck, obviously. Magician of Black Chaos Max needs to go over here. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos form. If this card is special summoned, you contribute 1 monster your opponent controls. You contribute 1 monster. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects this turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target 1 spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Magician of Black Chaos Max once per turn. You can go in there. Perfect. Let's go over the cards that are in the main deck for the Blue Eyes Nostalgia deck. The White Stone of Ancients. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of the White Stone of Ancients once per turn. We've got a Silver's Cry. Target 1 normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. You can only activate 1 Silver's Cry per turn. Super Polymerization. Already went over its effects. I'm going to cut it down for time. Trade-in. Discard 1 level 8 monster and draw 2 cards. Maiden with Eyes of Blue. One of my favorite Blue Eyes cards and one of my favorite cards overall. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, change the battle position of change the battle position of this card. Then you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card, quick effect, you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use one. You use one Maiden with Eyes of Blue effect per turn, and only once that turn. Sage with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand, except Sage with Eyes of Blue. You can discard this card, then target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue once per turn. Another trade-in, discarding one level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Silver's Cry. Chaos form. This card can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Black Luster Soldier ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician from your graveyard, whose total levels exactly equal the level of the Chaos or Black Luster Soldier ritual monster you ritual summon. The beautiful Blue Eyes White Dragon, gold secret rares. The legendary dragon is a powerful engine of destruction, virtually invincible. Very few have faced this awesome creature and lived to tell the tale. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, gold rare, cannot be normal summon / set. Must be first special summoned from your hand by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. This card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. Another White Stone of Ancients. Another beautiful Blue Eyes White Dragon, gold secret. Another trade-in. Another Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. We have a secret first edition polymerization. Beautiful card. Hard to see the secret rare. It's one of those very subtle secret rares. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. Discard one card, add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. White Stone of Legend. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. Another Melody of Awakening Dragon. Cards of Consonance. Discard one Dragon Tuner with 1,000 or less attack. Draw 2 cards. Another Dragon Shrine. Sending one dragon monster from your deck to your graveyard. Then if that monster in your graveyard is a dragon normal monster, you can send one more dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate one Dragon Shrine per turn. Another Silver's Cry. Another Return of the Dragon Lords. Another Melody of Awakening Dragon. The White Stone of Legend. Oh, come on now. A Gold Moon Coin. Add 2 cards from your hand to your opponent. Oh, just more people slowly passing, or what is going on today? Gold Moon Coin. Add 2 cards from your hand to your opponent's hand, then draw 2 cards. You can only activate... Oh, my phone is almost dead. Oh, no. Add 2 cards from your hand to your opponent's hand, then draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Gold Moon Coin per turn, and there's just all 3 of them right next to each other. Deck's not shuffled. Monster Reborn. Prismatic rare. Target one monster in either graveyard. Special summon it. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Sage with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand, except Sage with Eyes of Blue. You can discard this card, then target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue once per turn. Another Return of the Dragon Lords. Another Sage with the Eyes of Blue. The White Stone of Legend. Strength and Unity. If you ritual or fusion summon using Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician, you can target one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it. You can send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard. Then target one level 7 or higher normal monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, or shuffle it into the deck. You can only use each effect of Strength and Unity once per turn. Pot of Desires. Banish 10 cards from the top of your deck face down, draw 2 cards. You can only activate one of these per turn. There's that card of Fate that we also have in the Dark Magician deck. The last Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, and 1 for 1. Send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon one level 1 monster from your hand or deck. So that is basically everything that is in the Dark Magician and Blue Eyes decks that I have built with ease of play in mind for new and old players. Not too shabby, not too difficult of decks. Minimum 40 card decks with very simple mechanics. So I hope you enjoyed those deck little deck overviews for each one of the decks that I have built kind of right now. But that is basically all I've got for you today. I tend to try to do a little bit of each content that I produce every once in a while. So keep on the lookout for all content regarding TCG to continue to happen over the next forever until I get bored or, don't have any money or they stop making these. Or worse comes to worse. I don't know. All right, buddy. Okay. Cut. So thank you all again for watching. I appreciate your time. I hope you're doing well. And this has been your host, X Wake Up Now X, with another Yu-Gi-Oh! And TCG video on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Saying fuck. And again, this has been your host, X Wake Up Now X. I hope you're all doing well. This has been another Yu-Gi-Oh! / TCG video on the channel. And peace out. Deuces. Bye.